two-piece reclining sculpture. Number three.
Henry Moore's two-piece reclining sculpture number 3 is one of the most influential pieces in the Dallas Museum of Art. We're here to talk about it today.
So this particular piece was completed in 1961, but the earliest signs of multi-piece sculptures can be dated back as early as the 1930s. Style of art is very modern. It falls under the category of humanism because his forms have human-like qualities, but it's also abstract, so it is very modern.
Henry Moore had made hundreds of pieces of artwork that not only show a life-size version of the meaning of art, but that are also unique enough pieces to where they speak to the aspiring artist and the common art appreciator alike. He was also part of the post-war period.
There are a lot of characteristics that describe Henry Moore's sculptures. The sculptures that he has are spontaneous and imperfect in a way that is unlike the classic art style, which dealt with perfect form. The sculptures can be seen as either having one full piece or multiple parts. One full piece works to describe the art style on its own, while two pieces or more morph together to unify the piece altogether. The signature material that Moore had at his disposal when making his sculptures is bronze. Most of the subject matter that Moore dealt with was human relationships, especially the relationship between mother and her children. Some of Moore's unique works even include irregular alternatives of shapes, such as circles and ovals. These shapes sometimes would even represent worldly artifacts, such as shells, pebbles, and sometimes even bone. Most of Moore's artwork is of life-size proportions, so if a person plans to have the upper hand on one of his pieces of art in a fight, they would be sorely disappointed. Henry Moore, living and growing up in Europe, became very influenced by the art movement of European modernism, with certain inspiration growing from certain artists, such as Picasso. All these different artists who influenced his art style helped shape the humanism aspect of his work. It is obvious that most of his work is European, dealing with the Berlin etching that is on the side of this particular piece.